Today, we're decoding the staggering, nonstop engineering of the human body. We're going to break down exactly how your organs work together to keep you alive, thriving, and completely unaware of the absolute chaos happening inside you. You really won't want to miss a single second of this, so let's jump right in.
2.5 billion. I know, it sounds like an impossible number, right? But that is roughly the number of times your heart will beat in an average lifetime. Your heart is essentially a tireless pump, only about the size of your closed fist. But in a single day, it beats 100,000 times. And what's it doing? It's aggressively pushing blood through 60,000 miles of blood vessels inside you. Think about that distance. It never takes a break, not even for a second.
All right, Section 1, Command Center and Engines. So let's talk about your brain. This 3-pound, kind of pink, wrinkled organ makes up only 2% of your body weight. But somehow, it demands a massive 20% of your energy. Can you believe this tiny thing takes up that much fuel? Well, it's because your brain is mission control. It never, ever sleeps. Even when you're completely unconscious in bed, this organ is constantly monitoring your body's functions, generating thoughts, and storing every single memory. So how exactly does it pull this off? With a staggering 86 billion neurons. These are just firing constantly. Every single thing you see, hear, taste, touch, and smell, along with every single movement you make, is processed by this 86 billion strong network, locked safely inside the protective vault of your skull. But hey, that brain needs fuel, which brings us right back to our next engine, the heart. It's actually like two tireless pumps built into one. The right side receives oxygen-poor blood from your body and pumps it straight over to your lungs. Meanwhile, the left side receives that freshly oxygen-rich blood back from the lungs and forcefully pumps it out to the rest of your body. This rhythmic cycle is what continuously delivers oxygen and nutrients to every single cell you have while sweeping away all the waste.
Okay, so where does all that oxygen actually come from? Your lungs, of course. They're your breathing powerhouses. Every single day, without you even thinking about it, you take 20,000 breaths, processing 2,000 gallons of air. When you inhale, air rushes down your windpipe into millions of tiny, incredibly thin-walled air sacs called alveoli. They look a lot like tiny grape clusters. And this is exactly where the magic happens. Oxygen passes right into your bloodstream and carbon dioxide exits. Oh, and here's a brilliant little design quirk. Your right lung has 3 sections, but your left lung only has 2. Why? Simply to carve out enough room in your chest cavity for your heart.
Moving right along to Section 2, the ultimate chemical factories. All right, quick challenge for you. Which organ can lose 75% of its mass and literally just grow completely back? Any guesses? The answer is your liver. Sitting right up there in your upper right abdomen, this 3-pound reddish-brown organ is your body's ultimate detox center. And honestly, its regenerative abilities are practically a superpower. This factory absolutely never sleeps. You can think of it as your body's ultimate multitasker, juggling over 500 different jobs. While it's busy filtering toxic waste out of your blood, it's simultaneously brewing up bile to digest your lunch, hoarding vitamins for a rainy day, and manufacturing the exact proteins you need so you don't bleed out from a simple paper cut. On top of all that, it converts excess glucose into stored energy and breaks down old red blood cells. It is just an absolute powerhouse. Now, picture this, 200 quarts. That is exactly how much blood your 2 bean-shaped kidneys filter every single day. They demand a full 20% of the blood your heart pumps just to constantly clean out your system, balance your salts, and keep your blood pressure in check. Sitting just below your ribcage on either side of your spine, they produce urine to safely remove waste, stimulate red blood cell production, and even release hormones that keep your bones healthy. Section 3, your body's digestion highway. Okay, here's a totally insane fact for you. Your stomach acid is literally strong enough to dissolve metal. No joke. This muscular, J-shaped bag in your upper abdomen can stretch to hold up to 4 liters of food and liquid. When you eat, powerful muscles churn that food for 2 to 6 hours, mixing it with gastric acid and enzymes. And honestly, the only reason it doesn't digest itself is because its inner lining produces a super thick layer of protective mucus. And this kicks off a literal 25-foot journey. After the stomach churns the food into a partially digested mixture, it releases it straight down the highway. First stop, the small intestine for nutrient absorption, and then finally into the large intestine for compaction and waste removal. But honestly, the real magic happens in step 2. Despite being called the small intestine, it's actually a 20-foot-long coiled tube.
The inner surface is completely covered with millions of tiny finger-like projections called villi. These villi dramatically increase the surface area. As enzymes break down your food even further, 90% of all your nutrient absorption happens right here across these villi, going straight into your bloodstream to fuel every single cell you have.
Now, if we contrast that with the large intestine, also known as the colon, you'll see it's only about 5 feet long, but a whole lot wider. And its job is completely different. It absorbs water and minerals from the leftover indigestible food and compacts it into feces. But here is the wild part. You are not alone in there. Trillions of beneficial bacteria live in your colon. They help break down remaining nutrients, produce essential vitamins like vitamin K, protect you against harmful bacteria, and maintain your body's water balance before storing the waste until you're ready to eliminate it.
And flanking this highway, you've got your pit crews. The pancreas acts as a really strict manager, tucked right behind your stomach, releasing insulin to perfectly balance your blood sugar. Meanwhile, the tiny gallbladder, hidden just under your liver, acts kind of like a soap dispenser, squirting concentrated bile to break down that greasy slice of pizza you just ate. And surprisingly, if it ever needs to be removed, you can actually live completely fine without it.
Section 4. Shields, Storage, and Defense. You can think of the spleen as your own personal biological armory. Tucked away in your upper left abdomen behind your stomach, this fist-sized purple organ is an emergency blood reservoir. It's ready to deploy cells the second you start bleeding, all while constantly hunting down and recycling damaged red blood cells. It actively stores platelets and white blood cells, making it absolutely critical to your immune system to recognize and fight off specific types of bacteria. Now, to handle the massive amount of liquid waste generated by this whole shebang, we have the bladder. It's essentially a muscular balloon-like vault located right in your pelvis. It can expand to hold about 2 cups of urine, though you usually get the urge to go when it's only half full. A ring of muscle called the sphincter acts as a tight gatekeeper here, preventing any leaks until you consciously relax it, which then allows the muscular walls to contract and expel the waste through a tube called the urethra.
And wrapping all of this up is a protective shield that is shedding 30,000 dead cells every single minute. Yup, your skin. It's your body's largest organ, covering roughly 20 square feet and weighing about 8 pounds. It is a completely waterproof barrier that blocks germs and UV rays. It regulates your body temperature through sweat, makes vitamin D when the sun hits it, and uses millions of nerve endings to detect touch, pressure, pain, and temperature.
Finally, we've got the silent dictator of this entire system, the thyroid. Sitting right at the base of your neck wrapped around your windpipe, this butterfly-shaped gland weighs less than an ounce, but its influence is massive. It strictly dictates your metabolism, meaning how quickly your body actually uses energy. Its hormones affect your heart rate, your body temperature, your digestion, and even your mood, while also controlling bone growth in children. It absolutely requires dietary iodine to function, which is exactly why iodine is added to everyday table salt all over the world.
Bringing it all together in Section 5, the perfect integrated system.
What makes the human body a true marvel is this absolute symphony of survival. Because none of these organs work alone. Your brain coordinates, your heart and lungs supply, your digestive organs fuel, your kidneys and liver clean, and your skin protects. Every single moment of your life, these organs are flawlessly communicating through hormones and nerve signals, maintaining a perfectly delicate, continuous balance. So I really want to leave you with this one thought. Just stop for a second and feel your heartbeat. Notice the air filling your lungs right now. Beneath the surface, billions of cells, miles of vessels, and incredibly complex chemical factories are fighting for you, healing you, and keeping you thriving without you ever having to ask them to. When you truly understand your organs, you just can't help but be in total awe of your own resilience. So what part of your ultimate machine surprised you the most today? Think about that and keep exploring.